A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters. Um, I'm just responding to this man who's saying that how Muhammad's a pedophile and how Muslims are wrong when they say that the prophets are sinless. Um, Let me start from the little one and end with the big one. The little one being how the Muslims are lying when they say that the prophets are sinless, and how Muhammad, and then after that, how Muhammad's a pedophile. First of all, when we say that the prophets are sinless, how can we be wrong if, first of all, God says they're sinless in the Quran? You may find this absurd because I'm quoting my religious text, but when you quoted your religious text, the Bible, to prove Islamic points wrong, doesn't that sort of not make sense because Muslims believe that the Bible is not the word of God? How can you do that? Alright? The prophets are sinless because God erased their sins. Sinless means you don't have any sins on your record. And when you erase sins, they're gone. So, did Moses have any sins? Yes, he committed a sin. He killed somebody. But, God forgave him. So, when you forgive, that sin is eradicated. So that means that you don't have any more sins. I mean, it's just plain common sense. Alright, second, the big one, that Muhammad's a pedophile. First of all, in Islam, when one reaches puberty, he or she is allowed to marry. Okay? And all around the world, the age range from getting married is, known from 12 to 18, even younger. Alright, Aisha, she reached puberty early. And if you go to NIH.com, .gov, it says that you can reach puberty early if you live in a hot climate, and if you live in a cold climate, you reach it, pretty late. And now Aisha, she lived in Arabia, one of the hottest places on earth. So, I mean, it makes sense if she did reach puberty early. She was a woman early. Okay? And it was a very common tradition back then to get married early. And second of all, if it was if it was known back then that getting married early is a move that a pedophile would do, then why didn't a person opposing Islam, when there were a lot of people opposing Islam back then during Muhammad's time, why didn't they write it down in history that he married a young woman, makes him a pedophile? Well, no one did that because they know that people would marry early, and it was such a common practice that they would marry early. So it did not. No one found it, disturbing. And if you lived back then, and you were raised up back then, you didn't find it disturbing either. So just to review my points, prophets are sinless because God forgave their sins. That's common sense. Second of all, Mom's not a pedophile because Aisha, she became a woman early. And it's true, she matured earlier than everybody, she's the mother of all believers, and she died when the Prophet died when she was 18, and the Prophet gave her the name the mother of all believers at such a young age. So that means that she matured early. She was a woman. It may seem unusual because she's only 9 years old, but you're looking at the age, not the physiology, not the mental development. Alright, so just know that it was very common practice back then to get married early, and that people still do get married early. Ages ranging from 12 to 18, maybe even younger. So, just think about those and try to disprove Islam in another way, not the common way, which is always proved wrong. Alright, peace be upon you all. Hope you all in best in health.